Hi guys, you're welcome back to my channel. On today's tutorial, you'll be learning how to cut and sew this style displaying on the screen. Please make sure you don't skip any part. And if this is your first time coming across to my channel, please make sure you subscribe to my channel and turn on your notification bell so you get notified once I upload a new video. And to my returning subscribers, thanks for all your support. I have this beautiful Ankara that I'll be working with. The width of this Ankara fabric is 45 inches. If I fold it this way, I won't get the desired length that I want for my client. So I will measure out her full length, which is 64 inches. This is for the front, and I will measure another 64 inches for the back. I'll be cutting front and back together, and remember that this butterfly can have a zipper at the back. So I've cut it out and I folded it. This is my front part and this is my back part with the 2 inches zipper allowance I left behind. I will start inserting her body measurement. Her shoulder width is 15 inches. If I divide it by 2, I have 7.5. So I place my tape from the front part. So for her sleeve length, I use 13 inches from the shoulder width. From the folded edge, you can still measure it. I have 21 inches from there. So I will now cut off this excess I have here. For the front neck depth, I mark 3.5 inches. For the width, I mark 3.5 inches also. That is 3.5 by 3.5. So I will curve my line. For the back neck depth, I mark 1 inch and I also curve it the way you see me doing. So I'll come down by 2 inches for the shoulder slant and I connected it to the neck width the way you see me doing. After that, the next thing is to create the design on the front neck. So I will mark 1/4 inch and for the length I mark 3.5 inches. On the length where I mark the 3.5 inches, I will mark 0.5 and I will curve it like oval shape. Can you see the shape of my hand? You confirm your measurement. I mark 0.4 inch. Can you see? And on the length, I mark 0.5. You can still make it 0.75 if you want it to be more open. The next thing is to cut it out. So I will cut the back neckline first. And I will cut the shoulder slant. I will cut it off camera, come back and show you. So after cutting it out, the next thing is to remove the back zipper bulge. So I measured down 16 inches for her half length. And on that line, I came in by 0.75 and I slanted the way you see me doing. And I will cut it out. If you don't want yours to be fitted, there's no need of removing the zipper bulge. So I will slash it open and I will remove the back part. So after removing the back part, I will cut off the front neckline. Just watch what I'm doing, you will get it right. I will confirm what I have here for you to see. Can you see? It's not up to half inch. That's how you will know. If you open it out, this is what you will have. Can you see? So this is my back. I will notch the zipper allowance so that I won't forget. I will be interlocking it. So I'll weave it before I fit my zipper. So I will cut my back facing now. So you fold a piece of fabric, you place it and you trim it out. To determine the width of the facing, you measure half of her shoulder width and you curve it. I will be slashing the facing open because of the back zipper. So this is the fabric that I'll be using for the front design. I folded the fabric into two and I cut out the width of 7.5 inches, which is half of her shoulder width. I added half inch for folding allowance, making it 8 inches. I'll first of all iron my fabric down so that it will lay flat.
After ironing it, I'll place the yoke under it the way you see me doing.
Can you see that the yoke stopped at the shoulder point? So you place it and iron it. After that, I will cut it out. For the length of the yoke, I measured from her shoulder to 16 inches, which is her half length. Before I shape the yoke, I'll use it to trace out the front facing. If you like, you can leave your front facing this way or you can shape it anyone. So the next thing now is to give my yoke a design. So I'll first of all pin it down. From the neck width, I measured 2.5 inches and I added half inch for sewing allowance, and on the neck depth I will come down by 1 inch the way you see me doing. Before I shape it, I will measure the width I want for the yoke. So I measured 4 inches, added half inch for sewing allowance, and I will curve it the way you see me doing. Just follow what I'm doing, you get it right. After shaping it, I'll go ahead now and cut it out. This is what you have when you are done. Can you see? I'll go ahead and iron my interface on it. Please make sure you iron a stay or tissue gum on it so that when you are placing your strap, it won't squeeze. So I cut out a strap of fabric that I'll be using to form the front design. The width is 1 inch.
Use half inch to sew it. I'll use my needle and thread to turn it inside out. If you have a loop turner, you can use it.
I inserted the head of the needle inside the loop. As I insert it, I'll be pulling it the way you see me doing. So I bring it out and iron it. So I will mark the lines that I will place my strap. So you mark it this way. I mark 1 inch, but I later increased it to 2 inches because I discovered that the brown fabric was not showing, making the front design to look very dull. So this is when I finish marking it. You place it on the line and stitch on the both edges. Just take your time and arrange it. Make sure you use your pin to hold it before you start sewing. Can you see? I have half inch when I finish turning the loop. So I'm done sewing it. The strap is too full, so that's why I change it. If you like it this way, you can go ahead and place it. So you place it this way and stitch round on it. Make sure you pin it down before you stitch on it. So this is what it's looking like after changing the spacing of the strap. It's looking very sharp now. I measure round the yoke to cut out the length that I'll use to turn it. The width is 1 inch. I've gone ahead to sew it. This is how you will sew it round. So I'll fold it this way and fold it again, and I will top stitch on it. If you get to any cuff part, you slash on it so that it will relax very well. So I also sew the facing. I will notch round it and I will turn it inside out. After turning it inside out, you iron it. As you can see, I folded the facing and iron a hard gum stay on the facing so that the neck area will look very firm. I also turn the facing for the back part.
After that, I'll use my hemming gum to iron the facing down. The next thing is to join the front and back shoulder together.
Place the front and back together and I sew the shoulder. After sewing the shoulder, this is what you have. You iron it very well. So I will spread it out now for you to see what I have. So I'll measure what I have on this side so that I'll cut the strap that I'll use for the turn up. So I'll cut it out. I cut out 2 inches. You can make it 2.5 inches. So you cut a very long strap for the both side. So after that, you sew it from the wrong side. After sewing it, you turn it like this and top stitch on it just to turn it. So this is what I have when I was done turning it, I will give it a good ironing. Make sure you iron very well. Use your steam iron and iron. So after that, the next thing I will do now is to fold it into two so that I can shape it. Before you fold it into two, make sure you have attached your zipper. Attach it and finish the neckline. I'll go ahead now and fold it into two. Make sure that it's equal. Arrange it very well. I want to shape the butterfly. So after arranging it, I will measure from her shoulder to her nipple point, which is 11 inches. This will form the armhole. From the shoulder to the nipple point is the armhole. So I'll measure her waist and her hip line, and the full length is 62 plus 2 inches, making it 64. Where I mark her bust point line, I will mark quarter of her round bust. I'll divide her bust by 4, add 1 inch for ease. On the waistline, I will divide her round waistline by 4, add 1 inch for ease. After that, I will connect it the way you see me. On her hip line, I will insert quarter of her round hip. I'll add 1 inch for ease and I will connect it. After that, I will roll it straight down to the hem. After rolling it down, I will flip it to the other side so that I can take the measurement on this side too. So I will repeat the same thing I did on the other side. Just watch what I'm doing. Please make sure that where you are marking your lines is on the right side of the fabric, because we'll be stitching on the right side. Please take note of that. Can you see what I have? I will now open it up. So I've gotten the shape that I want. So I'll go to my sewing machine and follow the line I mark and stitch. I'll stitch on the both sides. Before you stitch on the both lines, make sure you confirm your measurement whether it's accurate. Thanks for watching.